Consultation is often referred to as the most essential part of any colour service. Whilst this might be true, it's simply an opportunity for you to establish two key things: what your client currently has and what they would like to have at the end of their appointment with you.
This is our opportunity to get to know who is sat in our chair. The reality of modern hairdressing is that we only have a short amount of time to gather as much information as possible. It's often the case that our customers want to achieve as much as possible with their hair in the shortest amount of time. While it might be tempting to streamline your consultation so that you can get started on your colour application, this might lead to you missing some key details and requests which could make or break the success of your client's final colour result.
In this module, we are going to share with you some key information around the perfect consultation.
Have you ever asked a client if they want a tea or a coffee, and then when you go to make it, you can't actually remember what it is that they wanted? This might be because you're not actively listening. As hairdressers, we're brilliant at multitasking, often working on 2 or 3 clients at the same time. So it's inevitable that sometimes our minds can be elsewhere. Taking a moment to stop and breathe could help us reconnect with our immediate surroundings and ensure that we don't miss a thing.
You may have heard about open and closed questions. Open questions like who, what, where, when, and how are great for gathering more information. Like, when was your last colour service? These questions give our clients the opportunity to openly talk about their wants and their needs. Closed questions are great to use at the end of a consultation, like, are you happy to get started? Or, does everything we've spoken about make sense?
When it comes to recommending a new service to a client, we can sometimes be met with a blank expression or even silence. While this might be off-putting and you might perceive it as a no, it could be that the client is simply processing the suggestion that you've just talked about. Allowing your client some time to think about it and process the ideas can be really valuable. This could be a good time to fetch your client a drink so they have a moment of quiet reflection.
So now that we know all of this, let's have a look at how you can put all of this into practice in 6 easy steps.
We all know that if we feel comfortable in our surroundings, we're more likely to feel confident and more open to sharing ideas. So setting the right atmosphere is key. Once the client has sat down, sit down next to them like you would with a friend. Do not start by touching their hair, as some people might immediately raise their guard. Start with an open question like, how do you feel about your hair? It's always important that the client feels listened to and heard, so listen to her thoughts before offering yours.
We don't always have a lot of time at the start of an appointment, especially if we are running behind or they turn up a little late. But it's important to get to know your client. Ask them some lifestyle questions like, how does your current lifestyle affect how often you visit your hair salon? How much time do you dedicate to maintaining your hair colour? Gathering this kind of information will help you build a picture of your clients as well as establish their level of commitment, which could dictate the type of service you will offer them.
When it comes to advice, us hairdressers have so many ideas, which is great, but it's important to remember that clients are much more likely to buy into a service, technique, or colour direction if we can show them why these are suitable for them. Talking to your client about face shape, facial features, skin tone, and eye colour will naturally enable them to connect the dots between what works for them and why.
Sharing your ideas with your clients will naturally draw out questions they might have about the finished look you are proposing. This is perfectly natural, especially when suggesting a complete change in direction. Listen and respond with open questions.
A client with a plan is a client for life. What they want might not be possible in the 45-minute appointment they've booked, but if you can map out the next few appointments for them, they are likely to understand and remain loyal. Not all clients have the same ability to envisage their new look, so it's our responsibility to put them in the best possible situation so they can understand what we can do for them. If you feel like your client is not on the same page as you, try these tips. Avoid bombarding them with hairdressing jargon like colour melting and root stretching. Instead, talk about a colour which is darker at the root and lighter at the ends.
Use visual references on mood boards to help them and you understand their desires and needs. Use descriptive words to help create a picture of their hair, such as dark, cool, bitter chocolate, or warm, golden caramel. It's important to understand if your idea of those colours also matches theirs. Using some imagery can help.
If your client is still struggling to verbalize the look they want to have, ask them what they don't like about their hair. People are really good at saying what they don't like. You can then use these elements and create a plan for them which will turn their dislikes into loves.
Before starting any colouring service, check that your client understands fully what they will be leaving the salon with today. This helps prevent any unwanted surprises.
We hope these ideas around consultation enable you to feel more empowered. Here's a quick reminder of the 6 steps to a perfect consultation. Why not take a screenshot? Thanks for listening and best of luck.